Okay, America, I want you to stop and think for a second. What made this country strong? What made this country great? It was the economic engine that drove our prosperity. It was business. It were the small businesses, the large businesses. They drove the engine that made our country great. They gave us the economic greatness. You know, who creates wealth? You know, Obama talked about to Joe the plumber, taking from those who have and giving to those who have less. Now, I want you to stop and think for a moment, America. If you take $80,000 from someone who has a lot and gives it to someone who doesn't have a whole lot, now what are they going to do with that? Are they going to take that money, the people who don't have a whole lot, are they going to take that money and create wealth? Of course not. They're going to pay off bills. They may buy a house. Well, yes, that'll create some individual wealth and that they'll have a nice asset that'll appreciate. But will it create wealth for the larger economy? Of course not, because they're not going to start business. They don't have enough additional capital to go out and really do the work that it takes to create wealth. So it's those who have the money right now to be able to make wealth that are the people who drive this economy. Now, the thing I'm thinking about here is, when did profit become a dirty word in this country? When did net profit become a dirty word in this country? You know, it seems like over the last 10, 15, 20 years that we have somehow made that a nasty word. Oh, that big business over there or that business over there, they turned a profit and I don't have that kind of money. Well, guess what, folks? It's that small businessman who makes $350,000, $400,000, $500,000, $750,000 a year that employs most of the workers in this country. You know, the countries like IBM, Exxon, Microsoft, these people employ tens of thousands of people at good, decent wages, provide them benefits, etc. Why is it all of a sudden we've made them making a profit somehow socially unacceptable? America, wake up. Our business class, excuse me, our business class has to make a profit if we want the economic engine of America to continue to turn. So, now we look at people like President Obama, who want to finance this $1.8 trillion or 1.7 trillion or 6 trillion or 2 trillion, however much it's going to cost over a certain, over a year or two, healthcare reform, which all it really is a government takeover of healthcare. But he wants to finance that off the back of the class in America that creates wealth by doing a 5.4% surtax on the wealthiest Americans. Taxing those who make over $350,000 a year. Folks, wake up. Those are the ones who create wealth. Those are the ones who go out and have the entrepreneurial spirit that creates a business that hires folks like you and me. Now, here's what we have to remember in this country. Big business as a whole, they do not pay income tax. Now, what do I mean by that? They'll write out a check to Uncle Sam for their income taxes that are due. But what do? They turn around and they pass that on to you and I through higher prices. Or worse yet, they turn around and they make it up by laying off people like you and me, so they keep their bottom line healthy. Why do they need to keep a healthy bottom line? Because they're these mean, nasty, greedy businesses? No, because without a healthy bottom line, they cannot afford to do business. They cannot afford to stay in business. They cannot afford to create wealth and jobs for you and me. Now, it's easy to look at folks like the executives at AIG and Goldman Sachs and all these guys who get these huge bonuses and go, well, that's terrible. They have, but I don't have. And I know class warfare is very, very attractive to liberals. But in the end, guys, listen. If you create wealth, if you take the risk, if you put yourself out there, you create jobs, you bring in a healthy net profit. Don't you think you deserve to share some of that? Now, we can have an ethical debate over whether, a $60 million bonus or a $6 million bonus is a good thing. We can have an ethical debate over that. I don't mind that. But from the baseline of good old American capitalism and free market society, hey, if they're willing to get out there and take the risk, invest the money, do the work, they deserve the income. That's what we've got to get past, America. This idea that's been instilled in us from the left, that somehow putting yourself out there, taking the risk, investing your capital, getting a good return has become a dirty thing. Just because you earn $40,000 or $50,000 a year, you want to begrudge the guy who earns $2 million a year because he gets out there and he does the risk and makes the effort to make that kind of income. And we've been conditioned in our country to go, yeah, that is inequitable. No, that is free market economy. That is capitalism. The people who have the risk capital to invest, to go out and create wealth, should reap the benefit of that. Now, you and I also reap the benefits of their efforts because they employ us, they give us benefits, they pay us, all of these things that we reap. They drive the economic engine of our society. They put money into circulation. They put money into banks who turn around and loan that money back out to us to buy houses and cars and things like that. So, America, we've got to remember, profit is a good thing. It's an okay thing. It shouldn't be immoral in our country to earn a healthy bottom line. Just because you can't conceive of earning millions and billions of dollars doesn't mean they shouldn't be able to if they are able to, if they can, if they take the risk, if they invest the money and it comes back to them. Why should we begrudge them of that? ExxonMobil, who turned some what we would consider incredible profits last year, $35 billion a quarter, things like that. Think of all the people they hire, all the benefits they pay, all the money they pump back into the economy. Now imagine if ExxonMobil just disappeared because, Obama and his buddies decided, well, this is just terrible. We shouldn't have businesses earning that kind of profit. Imagine if they disappeared. Think of all the jobs that would be lost. America, wake up. Profit is a good thing. It's a healthy thing. We need people who know how to create wealth.